Hey there, everyone. We're doing our first ever spotlight on a mythical champion. And who better to start us off than the avatar of Anarchy himself, Karnage the Anarch. This infernal trickster can be recruited after clearing the Cursed City on hard difficulty a few times. And boy, is he worth it. Let's dive into how to get this mythical champion and why you'll want him on your team. Once you've earned 500 occult cursed candles from Cursed City quests, you'll get Karnage as a one-time reward. You can then complete more quests to earn Cursed City chests, where you can get souls to awaken Karnage. If you want to know Karnage's game plan, it's focused around placing brutal debuffs on his base form, and then swapping to his alternate form to deal pain beyond imagination. Let's jump into his base form skills to start with. Karnage's first base form skill is Sufferslash. He slashes twice at a single enemy and has a 50% chance of removing a random buff from them. What makes this skill even better is that whenever one of your champions is hit, there's a 50% chance that Karnage will counterattack. That chance increases by 10% for each debuff on the attacking enemy as well, so Karnage may not need artifacts like Avenging or Retaliation to keep dishing out damage. Moving on, we have Karnage's second skill, Devilish Accord. At a glance, it seems like a basic 2-hit attack, but there's lots going on here before that. First, Karnage will swap HP with his target, steal all of their buffs, and place on them any debuffs that Karnage himself was affected by. It's not exactly a fair trade, but it never is with this ancient trickster. Karnage then places a brand new debuff called Seal on his target. When applied, the Seal debuff blocks certain effects from artifact sets and masteries. If the target has half or less HP, it can't be resisted or blocked. Here's an example of how Seal works. Imagine a champion equipped with a lifesteal artifact set receives Seal. Their attacks will no longer heal themselves as long as the Seal debuff is active. Glass Cannon champions, kiss that self-sustain goodbye. Seal can completely change how a champion fares in battle, so ensure your artifact and mastery knowledge is up to date when facing Karnage. Fittingly named, Trinity of Pain is Karnage's third skill. Using it, he can render a single opponent useless with just 3 hits. The first hit places a block passive skills debuff. The second hit places a block active skills debuff. And the third hit lets Karnage steal 100% of the target's turn meter. The best or worst things really do come in threes. Oh, and those debuffs? They can't be removed once placed. You'll need block debuffs, buffs, or super high resistance to avoid them. And last but not least is Karnage's base form passive skill, Avatar of Anarchy. It gives him a 50% chance to take one debuff from his target and spread it to all enemies. That chance to spread a debuff increases to 100% if Karnage kills his target. Oh, and it can't be resisted either. If Karnage is able to place all his debuffs and then activate his debuff spread effect, he can lock out an entire team from their masteries, artifacts, passive skills, and active skills. It's pure chaos. As a mythical champion, Karnage also has a Metamorph skill. Nothing special here though, he can transform without any special restrictions. Now let's jump into his alternate form skills. In his alternate form, Karnage's first skill becomes Demon Stinger, a 2-hit attack that sees him change at a single enemy and then heal by 20% of the damage dealt. Demon Stinger also has the exact same passive element as Sufferslash, so he'll have a chance to counterattack in both forms. Karnage's second skill is Singularity of Pain. With it, he'll open up a world of hurt by attacking all enemies and ignoring any shields. If any enemies are under at least 1 debuff, then Karnage will also ignore ally protection buffs. And if they're under 2 or more debuffs, then Karnage will even ignore unkillable buffs. The last active skill we'll look at is Infernal Stars. First up, he'll rain down dark energy from the heavens. After the dust is settled, Karnage will heal himself by 30% of the damage dealt with this skill. Pretty nice sustainability. Also, if Karnage kills any enemies with this skill while they're under 3 or more debuffs, he'll place a block revive debuff on them, meaning they're out of the fight for good. Finally, Unending Karnage is this Infernal Mischief Maker's alternate form passive skill. With it, Karnage can increase his critical damage by 1% for every 3 points of accuracy he has, as if extra damage weren't enough. He'll also ignore 10% of each enemy's defense for every debuff they're currently under. There's no stopping this mythical menace. Both of Karnage's forms share the same aura, which increases your team's speed in arena battles by 33%. It's an awesome boost for PvP. Gotta get those debuffs out fast in the arena. Whew, we've covered a lot of skills there. The more keen-eyed among you may have noticed that both of Karnage's forms become stronger the more debuffs you manage to place on the enemy team. So, starting out in Karnage's base form, you can place plenty of debuffs on the enemy team before switching to his alternate form and delivering the killing blow. Pair Karnage with support champions that can increase his accuracy and place additional debuffs to ensure our resident trickster Demonspawn is able to deal massive damage. With his damage potential, you'll also want to focus on stats like critical rate, critical damage, attack, and speed. Try experimenting with the different artifact sets listed on screen to make the most of this bloodthirsty mythical champion. With such versatility and utility, Karnage will excel in most areas of the game, being able to break through shields and ally protection buffs. However, he'll shine in the arena with exclusive access to the Seal debuff. Being able to lock an enemy out of both active and passive skills with Trinity of Pain is a powerful advantage to have as well. With his damage increasing with every debuff on the enemy, Karnage can keep the pain train rolling once he builds up momentum. We can't wait to see what wacky synergies you can come up with using his debuff spread effect, and what strategies you can devise to get the most out of Karnage the Anarch. And that's all we've got for you today. We hope you've enjoyed this first ever Mythical Champion Spotlight, and that you're looking forward to getting your hands on him via the Cursed City. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know what you think of Karnage the Anarch in the comments below. Happy raiding!